Hi guys, it is both of us this time, and we wanted to talk to you about three vital behaviors, but not so much what they are, how we individually do them. We both have different perspectives, and our days look different, but we both find time for each of them. So we are going to run through those together. So I can go first. So my first, being a product of the product, I basically just think of like social media as kind of my health and fitness journal. So I aim to show like any of the programs I'm doing, a new workout I tried, anything on BOD, and obviously the results I've seen on, my Facebook and my Instagram. And these results can be, not just physical, but mentally as well, like higher energy, or that I feel like a better mom, anything like that. So really anything I'm doing, whether it's drinking my shake or doing 3-day refresh or just cooking a meal that, fits in with 21 Day Fix, I'm just aiming to show that on social media. For the second one, invite, I like to tell you guys to think of this as connecting. I think it sounds a little less maybe scary if you're first starting, and less salesy for the new coaches. So after I wake up in the morning, I try to allow myself maybe 10 minutes to just pop on Facebook and not only check in with my challenge groups and any messages I might have, but to send out, happy birthday messages, or get back to anyone that's messaged me. And then usually on my ride into work, will shoot out a couple Instagram messages from people that have liked my photos. And then I just try to have conversations with people. If I wish someone a happy birthday and they get back to me, I try to just catch up with them if it's someone that I haven't talked to in a while. See what they've been up to in life, and usually the conversation will inevitably turn, into what I've been doing, and then just talking about coaching and fitness and what that person's doing. So anyone that showed interest in what I'm doing or healthy lifestyle, or that I've seen they have a healthy lifestyle just from their feed, I'll invite them, if it's not a challenge group, to a free group as well. And then finally inviting people to the coaching opportunity. Once you see, I think, what the business or what coaching can do for you in the business, you can share those benefits, and it doesn't have to be, dollars, or you don't have to be at a certain rank to share this. It can be, sorry, my phone's going off. It can be any time. You can talk about the other benefits you've seen, like that I'm a strong mom and a better leader, and this and that, that I've been able to pay off a couple bills. So the easiest way that I've found to do this is within your challenge group. Anyone that's really engaging in your group, I think those are the people that you want to ask them, if they've ever considered the opportunity, and try to see if they would want to coach. And then also in the last week, I always put up a video just about the benefits of coaching, what it's done for me, how it's held me accountable, and how you don't have to be at your goal to help others want to get to theirs. And it's just another way to kind of plant that seed in people's heads as well. And my third thing, personal development. I try to basically squeeze this in wherever I can, but it's something I always tell people, it's something I wrote off in the beginning because I thought it was kind of cheesy, and I regret doing that, so don't do that. So for me, I listen to podcasts a lot in the car. I'm trying to read books, personal development books, but it's just harder for me to get through them. So I'm able to do more personal development in the podcast arena. But I think there's something to be said about reading books too. So I'm also, have done some of that. But when I did consistently start doing personal development, that's when I think I saw my business take off, and I became more confident. I got smarter about things, and just knew how to handle situations better that came my way in the business. So books, let's see. The Compound Effect is always a good one that's recommended to, it's like the Beachbody Bible, I think. And then Girl Boss, You're a Badass. I like a lot of books that make me feel like Beyonce, that I can like take over the world. So those are the ones that I tend to go towards. And then podcasts, I will listen to like basically everything Chalene Johnson puts up. So she has a podcast, The Chalene Johnson Show and Build Your Tribe. And then I also listen to Entrepreneur on Fire, This Is Your Life with Michael Hyatt, Glambition Radio, and Build a Badass Business. And then, of course, the National Wake Up Call. So that's something that I'm doing every single week, non-negotiable. But I think in terms of personal development, as you start to grow in your business a little more, you'll see areas that you struggle with, and that's where you should focus your personal development in. So if it's leading a team, find a book about leadership. If it's, putting yourself out there, find a book about, being more confident or whatever it is, and focus in on those weak points. So that's how I do 3 vital behaviors and my list of recommendations for personal development. Megan, how about you?
All right. Hey, guys. So I am going to talk about the way I do my 3 vital behaviors. You guys already know what they are, but this is just a different perspective since I work inside the home, and I might have a little bit more time, but not too much.
No, that's all right. I think you have less time than I do.
Okay. So, hey, buddy. So, inviting. I start with inviting because that is like the thing that terrifies me the most, even where I'm at this point right now. Guys, it just happens. This is what it's like. So, don't worry about it. One second. Love you.
Oh. Hi, Bryce.
Sorry, but that is like the real life. So you guys get a taste of it, and it's okay that you do business like that. All right. So I start with inviting because that is like my biggest, hardest thing to do. And there is a great book that I'll get into in personal development that talks about doing the harder things first. But so I start with my inviting. And what I do is invite a few different ways. I have a number that I set go for no each week, and it's people that I just want them to tell me no, they're not interested right now, because then I can just move on to them in a few months and check back in. But these are people that have liked my health and fitness posts, that have made comments on them, have made comments on my transformation posts, things like that. Those are the people that I go to, and I invite them to join me in a free challenge at first. And then if I don't have one at the moment, then we talk about the 30-day challenge. So I go from there with those people. But people outside of liking my posts, whether on Facebook or Instagram, I send them happy birthday messages, start conversations that way with them. If they get back to me, just chit chat, get to catch up. If it's someone that I just recently became friends with on Facebook or added them, I will, or, just reconnected with, I will go and look through their profiles and just kind of catch up that way on them and then send them a message. The biggest thing for me about inviting that has really helped make it not seem salesy and scary is when I realized that I'm not here to sell them a product and get a point. I'm here to fix a problem that they had, like my coach did for me. So in doing that, you want to find out about them and find out about their family, their occupation. You want to find out about their relationships at home, things like that. What they have time for, don't, what they need, things like that. And then that will ultimately be able to you'll gain their trust more in having a longer conversation with them and really getting to the reason of why they need you. Okay, so business inviting, I do also send out business invites to people that aren't just from my challenge groups who, rocked the group, posted all the time, had great results. If it's someone that I can connect with, that's a mom that, has the same common interests as me, is already into health and fitness, or I just see already posting on social media regularly positive things, I will reach out to them and ask them if they've ever considered doing what they're doing, but getting paid for it and going from there. The worst they can tell me is no. So I do it. Okay, so number 2, being a product of the product for me it's just something that happens. Like, I'm not going to not work out unless it's a rest day. And I talk about that if it is a rest day. And I'm not going to not have my shake unless it's some weird outside circumstance, like I have the stomach bug, which I talk about also. So for me, being a product of the product is that's going to be who I am anyway, regardless of this coaching gig. So I use my social media as my health journal, my personal diary. And that's the way I track it all. I, don't always make it long posts. Most of them are short. You kind of want to give them a little taste of things and then, get them with the big post that is meaningful. So for me, I'll post about my workout every day. I'll post something motivational every day. I'll post something about either something I ate or my lifestyle. And then on Tuesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, and Sundays, not all the time, but those 4 days I take advantage of when we have those cool things called Transformation Tuesday, Throwback Thursday, Flashback Friday. And Sundays, I just have most people, I find that at the end of the weekend, they're sitting on the couch just scrolling through Facebook. So it's a bigger read time. But like I said, I take advantage of those subjects and use them as, where I came from and my story. Don't be afraid to share those constantly on those days, because if you're always adding people to your network and building relationships with new people, not everybody's going to see the post you did about your story a month ago. So you need to continuously share who you are and why you got here. Okay, number 3. So personal development. Like Molly said earlier, it's something that you have to do. A lot of people think they can just skip it, who needs to read for themselves, whatever, but you need to fill your cup up before you can fill up other people's cups. A kind of a really good analogy is that the moment you stop polishing silver, it begins to tarnish. So you stop polishing yourself, you're just going to tarnish. So think of it that way. So for me, what I do, and this is probably different because I do work from home, but I like to start my day not opening up the phone, not opening up the computer, but I get up, I go make myself a hot cup of coffee, and I sit down for 10 minutes and read a book. So after that 10 minutes, then I will go into checking on my groups, checking on my team, doing messages. But for that 10 minutes, I'm just kind of enjoying my hot coffee and filling up myself. Throughout the rest of the day, if I'm doing things around the house, if I'm in the car, I will turn on a podcast. I will turn on my Audible app where I have books downloaded there. So I am doing more than 10 minutes a day, but I really think that focusing on that 10 minutes of actual reading is a great way to just really take it all in, because even though I'm doing things throughout the rest of the day with personal development, I'm multitasking. So, if you're multitasking, it's a good thing. Most moms can do it, but you're not really giving your full attention to everything. It's all over. So at least for that 10 minutes in the morning, I know I was motivated, I learned something new, and I can pass it on to my team. I can pass it on to my challengers in a positive light. Okay, so there are three kinds of personal development that you could do. And I think that you should rotate throughout them. So one being about yourself and interpersonal skills, the second being about leadership, and the third being business. So when I say business, that's like learning more about Facebook ads, learning more about how to work Instagram, marketing your brand, things like that. So kind of always be rotating through different things for where you're at in your season of coaching. But the very first book that I started with was The Entrepreneur Roller Coaster by Darren Hardy. And that made me go from just a basic coach selling a few challenge packs a month to having a team. It really just kind of like opened my eyes, like let me know that anybody can become an entrepreneur. You don't have to have a business background, whatever. So I suggest that one highly. 10X Rule by Grant Cardone. And that really, it's sort of like the compound effect, but I think it is, he just like, I would suggest listening to that on the Audible app because he just like really gets in your head and he gets you fired up for real. He just like tells you how you have to continuously do things over time, but at a massive level to see any results. You can't just do one thing and see a result from that one thing. So that's a great one. Girl Boss is an awesome book. You're a Badass by Jen Sincero. And then podcasts that I do, always the National Wake Up Call. I'm kind of lucky in that 11 a.m. on Monday mornings, it's a business meeting for me with a top coach. So I pull up on at my kitchen with a cup of coffee and I listen to that wake up call live for like 25 minutes. If I can't listen to it live, like I absolutely can't, I put it on in the car or replay it throughout the week. But it happens. That's a non-negotiable. Everything that those coaches say resonate with me every week, no matter what I'm doing. And then Chalene Johnson's podcast and Christine Dwyer's from the Platinum Edge. She actually does really good podcasts, all different things, business, leadership, and interpersonal skills. So I think those are all good. And you can get the podcasts on your podcast app on your phone for free. So sorry about my rambunctious child earlier, but if you guys have any questions about these or anything else about how we run our day and our business, please leave questions below in the comments and we will get back to you as soon as possible.